What up, guys? Back with another side-by-side. Today we're doing papers. We got all the most popular paper companies we could find and as many different variations as we could find. We're going to do a burn test today as well as throw a black light on it. The reason we're throwing the black light on it is because we heard that certain ingredients glow under a black light. I'm not saying that any of these papers have that ingredient, just curious to see what they do under a black light and how they burn. First up, we have Vibes. So we're going to put the Vibes Blancos up against the Vibes Rice papers. First, let's check it for a black light. All right, so no reactivity. We have the gun lines all along the left-hand side here for uniformity. No reactivity so far on the first set of Vibes. All right, so first up, we have the Vibes Rice paper versus the Vibes Blanco, both king size wide. We're going to light it from the crease in the middle. We're going to do one at a time from each and then do the second just to make sure. So looking for debris left over here. We got some debris flying through the air. Oh man, that caught about, let's say 3 or 4 feet of air. If I had to say, I mean, it's pretty indiscretionable. They're pretty even.
I would give it to Blanco.
Yeah, I would give it to Blanco.
Leftover. I'd give it to Blanco.
By a hair, and there is a little bit of unburned paper there, so let's try that again and just see, make sure that's consistent. So once again, the Vibes Rice is sending a little bit of debris into the air. It didn't catch 4 feet of air that time, but
I feel like there's more debris left over from the rice, and I also feel like it was shooting things into the air, whereas the Vibes really wasn't.
Yeah, and that is kind of weird. I don't know what causes that, but it doesn't make me stoked to see stuff flying through the air, catching 4 feet of hang time. All right, let's try the organic hemp and the ultra thin Vibes now. All right, so before we get started, let's hit it with the black light real quick. No reactivity. Still no reactivity on any of the Vibes. All right, let's get into it. We'll do the first set. Okay, that looks like an absolute clear win for the organic hemp that time. Let's try it one more time just to be sure. You know, I would say it's weird that the gum line didn't fully burn on either, but I would still, that second one I'd maybe give to the ultra thin. It's hard to say. What would you say?
I think both of those left more debris than the Blanco either way.
Yeah. Okay, so looks like we'll have, what are the two best, would you say? We'll go Vibes Blanco.
Two best, or we just... I don't know. I would say Blanco was significantly better than all three of the
Okay, we'll just use the Blanco. We'll go forward with just the Blanco. You know what's funny, though? When we did try out Vibes, we were smoking it for a little bit, and we didn't like the texture of them, how they rolled up or anything like that, and really not even how they smoked. I feel like I could tell the difference, but it's hard to say. But the Blancos were the ones that I was using, so it's interesting that they won. All right, moving on to Zigzag. So we couldn't find any Zigzag wides. We try to only use the ones that we use unless we can't find anything else. So we got the ultra thin Zigzag and we got the king size Zigzag. I'm pretty sure it's the same as the original. I'm not 100% sure, but nevertheless, let's see if there is a UV reactive gum line. All right, we'll start with the ultra thin. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nope, no UV reactivity for Zigzag. All right, now for the burn test. Holy sweet mother of Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Dude, that is
holy
crazy.
Shit. Okay, well, I would like to note, however, I mean, look at the size of the ultra thin debris compared to whatever the fuck that is. Holy shit.
Shit looks like when a
Let's do it again.
snake sheds its skin.
Let's do it again, but let's also wait and not light the fucking whatever that is until we're done here, so we could just see how the ultra thin burns. Not bad, dude. Not bad. Ultra thin did pretty good. A little debris caught some air there. It's coming back down. But let's just for the spectacle. Holy shit. What actually is going on there?
It literally, that's what it looks like to me. Scales from a reptile when they're shed.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like shed reptile scales.
Wow. All right. So let's go ahead and just, we'll call a janitor and we'll be right back. We got to clean this mess up, guys. All right. Next up, we got the OCB Wide Expert. The blue pack was actually given to us by somebody at OCB. I think the Paris edition or the Made in France pack was originally given to us from one of their rollers from OCB, if that makes sense. So both are recommended from the company. Let's go ahead and hit it with the black light. All right, so we have UV reactive gum lines on all of them. Let's go in the back there too. So I don't know what that means. Not going to say it means this or that. All I'm going to say is you won't catch me fucking dead smoking something with a UV reactive gum line.
Yeah.
Just simple as that. But we'll do the burn test nevertheless. Let's go ahead and start with the ones on the right here. Gum line having a super tough time burning.
Burn.
Yeah, that's a thick gum line left over, especially on the silver experts. The ones made in France. I don't know. They might both be made in France. I'm not sure. But let's give that another go.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, besides, we caught some air here. Maybe it's going to come back down. Let's see if we can. Oh, nope. It's going to get on me. All right. So, I mean, aside from Zigzag, those are the worst performing ones. I mean, should we even let them move? I mean, is one better than the other? I guess this blue pack honestly, is better than the
pack. Right now, the way that I would look at it is I would say, based on what I saw Vibe already do, I would say Zigzag and OCB is not even going to be able to compete with that. So I would run Raws and then run Elements.
Zigzag Ultra Thin. I think they do have a king size version of this. I'm not sure, but for the hell of it, we can carry that forward. So we'll go Blancos. Now we'll go on to Raw.
So yeah, I just looked it up. They do not have a king size ultra slim for Zigzags.
Okay, so then I guess we won't carry that forward. But it did burn pretty well for the record. But if they don't have at least a king size, you know. All right, now we got Raw Ethereal versus Raw Black. The Ethereals are a king size slim, but he did just come out with a king size wide and Ethereal, so we're going to run it. That's cool. The packaging kind of glows, but no glowing gum lines here on the Raws. All right, and the burn test. The Ethereal is apparently the thinnest paper in the world. Very minimal debris on the Ethereal. That's insanity, actually. And also very minimal on the Raw Black. Let's try it again. I would say that is
less on the Ethereal on that first one.
Yeah. Wow. Both great. I would say the Ethereal outperformed.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say those are both two of the best so far.
Yeah.
Now let's go over to Element, see what Element's talking about. All right, so since there's only one Element, no comparison needed, we can go ahead and just put it up against the Vibes. But first, let's get the black light going. No UV reactivity on the Elements. And of course, none on the Vibes. All right, to the burn test. Seeing a little bit more debris from the Vibes so far.
A lot more.
Yeah, a good amount more. Let's try it again.
The entire gum line is like not wanting to fully burn, whereas the Elements does.
Yeah, and it's not on like an OCB level of not wanting to burn.
No, but it's still, there's something there that's left.
And there's a little something from Element too, but Let's just see. That was a much better burn from Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Vibes burned better on that one, so we got to do a tiebreaker now.
Run it back.
All right, so the tiebreaker.
There's that gum line popping up. Yeah, I would give it to Element on that one.
Yeah, let's get a nice close look. Yep. Similar debris left over, but I don't know what it means. Not enjoying the catching flight, but very close. You know, I wouldn't say it's like a huge difference there.
No.
But that is a 2-1. All right, now for raw ethereal versus OCB expert. I mean, this is kind of an unfair fight here.
Yeah.
We got the best burning from recollection versus the worst burning.
Yeah. That's an easy tell right there.
Like, what's going on there? But we'll run it again just because. So I will say, though, in terms of the OCB, a lot of people choose it because it's a lot easier to roll with. It's a thicker paper. It's more rigid, less likely to get dimples. It's just easier to roll with. Also, the company gives away a bunch of free shit. So, I mean, there's some reasons why it would be chosen, but quality, absolutely, from these tests, is not it. Mm-hmm. Aside from just the UV reaction on the gum line, which is just weird. Don't know what to make of that, but is what it is. Just super interesting that it would be chosen by anybody interested in quality. I mean, Vibes is kicking OCB's ass.
Yeah.
All right, so the final round here, we got Elements versus Ethereal. Let's see which one's the fucking best. Definitely Ethereal on that one, although I will say Elements has more paper to
That's
get
what I
through.
was going to say.
Ethereal is a thinner paper as well, although I do hear a rumor that Elements is coming out with an ethereal style paper as well.
Sick.
So that'll be interesting, but let's run it back just to make sure. Also something to note, the raw seems to be burning a little bit faster.
That's because of how thin it is, I think.
Yeah. You know, it's close. Not really. I'd say Ethereal definitely wins. But both great. The raw black had a great, you know what, let's just light one of those two while we're here.
I'd be interested in trying the fucking, the king size ethereals when they come out.
Yeah, for sure. Let's try this real quick. I mean, that's kicking ass too. That's next to nothing left. I mean, it's
similar to the Element.
They're all about similar. You know, we use Elements. We've used Elements for a long time. You've been messing with the raw blacks a lot lately. What's your thoughts?
I think they burn fine. I don't think I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I can taste the difference or anything like that. I think the feel of it when I roll is a little bit different. Subjectively, in my personal shit, I don't like the brown color of the paper. That's just me personally. That's just like a visual thing. But other than that, it performs identically to the Element, in my opinion. Yeah,
and it's tough because it's like aesthetically, you know, we like that white paper, but it's also less pure, you know?
Yeah, because there's bleach and shit in it, right?
I'm not going to say I can taste the difference. There's some people that, like, I know we got homies that use OCB, so we already know they're going to be pissed at us here, but we're just fucking lighting shit on fire and showing the results, you know?
Yeah.
They, you know, some people be like, oh, OCB smokes better. I just would like to know how. How? Under what circumstance and how? Because the only people that I've asked, like Doja, for example, you know, I always said, like, can I taste the difference? I don't know. I'd have to do some serious research. And he interrupted me and was like, I can. Yeah. I can for sure taste the difference. The only reason people use it is because it's easier to roll flawless doinks with an OCB because it doesn't dimple as much. It's a thicker paper. It's more rigid. Holds the weed more. It doesn't like flop. You know what I mean? But
makes sense.
At the same time, you know, get the bars up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people roll flawless doings with elements or with raw. So, I mean, if that's the reason, because it absolutely can't be that it smokes better. What about a paper that leaves behind way more debris is going to smoke better?
Nothing. And then not only that, just the fact that that gum line is so ever present when we're done doing it. It's like, how is that affecting you when you're smoking it? Because that thing almost doesn't want to fully burn. Yeah. So is that getting into your weed? Like, there's just a lot of questions that go along with it that obviously we don't know the answers to. But
yeah, we'll let you guys decide that. But I mean, all that aside, flexing a glowing UV reactive gum line is
not the move.
Interesting, we'll say. What the fuck? So, nevertheless, is what it is. I think we should probably do some side-by-sides with the same weed and see if we can't find some nuances among some of these.
Differences, I'm down.
You know, we've also had OCB win our last bracket with Sturt. So, I mean, it's not to say that it's going to ruin your experience or anything like that. It's just if you care about all the little nuances of something, then you would probably find information like this valuable. If you're just more stoked on getting free shit from a company and, you know, just having easier, you know, rolling with a thicker paper, then fucking, you know, that is what it is, every right.
Yeah.
But the proof's in the pudding here. I would say beside raw and elements,
I would say Vibe Blanco could be something that I would recommend somebody to use if they like it. It's not my personal preference for feeling when I'm rolling. But
it feels like almost leathery.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's bad based on the burn tests. I wouldn't say that it's like a horrible thing.
Zigzag Ultra Thin performed really well. Unfortunately, they don't have any king sizes. And we roll fucking doinks around here, so it's kind of out of the question. But let's just real quick. The absolute worst thing is this fucking Zigzag, whatever that is.
That shit looked like
a napkin, bro? What is that?
That shit looked like a fucking snakeskin shed is exactly what it looked like. I'm watching it burn, and it's weird because the pattern that it burns in as well. Like, that paper isn't just like leftover paper. Like, there's a pattern left in it. Yeah. And it's almost like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I don't want to smoke it, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's something, like, we don't know the answer to a lot of these questions. But also, you don't need to know the answer to a lot of these questions for it to just weird you out.
Yeah, I look at something and I'm just like, I don't think so. Same thing with food. There's a lot of times people be like, oh, look at this or this or this. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, like the, like for example, like, you know, raw fish, right?
Yeah.
Some people love it, dude. Some people swear by it. My mind goes parasites and fucking, I don't know what else, dude. Just weirds me out. I'm good.
I have fucked with some fire raw fish, but there's like what we were talking about on the way up here, like seeing that dude that was eating fish heads for his cheat meal. I'm bro, if I see a fish head, like, I'm fucking out. Like,
I'm saying even if you fuck with it, say you fuck with raw fish, say you fuck with OCB, for example, or Zigzag, you know, okay, cool, you fuck with it. But are you not going to acknowledge the weird shit that comes with it?
Yeah.
The mysterious weird shit that comes with it.
You have to.
Why the fuck does it glow? Somebody fucking, before you get mad at us for asking these questions, number one, why aren't you asking these questions? And number two, do you have an answer for why the fuck it glows? It's weird as fuck, dude. So anyways, we'll be back with more comparisons. Next time we're doing a grinder comparison, we're going to get a Brilliant Cut, a Stash grinder, a couple different flour mill screens.
Whatever that 701 grinder that just won, that
710
JK
Labs
Rowling
grinder.
was using.
Yeah, it's like a mulcher style.
We need to whack it.
Yeah, we're going to get the whack it in here. We're going to get a bunch of different grinders, same strain. We're going to have, ideally, rollers who represent those grinders to roll them up. Whoever that grinder company says, this person represents my grinder the best, we'll have them roll it up, so it's not us rolling it up. And we'll see how the fuck they all smoke side by side. But for now, take this information as you will. Decide for yourself what you want to do about it. But I think we'll be sticking to elements for now, and then once those raw ethereals hit, or the element ethereal style papers.
Yeah, I'm stoked for those for sure.
Yeah, we'll be checking that out for sure.
Yep, I'm stoked.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.